Hello Internet! I'm HamsterBomb and you guys are joining me for another figure review video. Look at this, guys, it's Magic the Gathering, getting a figure from Good Smile. This has actually been out for some time now, but I'm finally getting my hands on it and I'm excited to review Jace Beleren for you guys. This is very exciting. I have him doing his little Mind Sculptor pose at the moment. Now, before we get into the actual figure itself, let's take a look at the box. If you're out somewhere and you see this, you probably want to make sure that you're getting an authentic one, and the top way to tell is with the box. So let's take a look at that. All right, so here's the box at first glance. There are no stickers that seem to be on the front, but the stickers typically are the best way to tell if you're getting a real one or not. Some of my other Nendoroids have a sticker here that have information about where they came from if I ordered them directly from Good Smile. These I got secondhand, but I know that they're authentic anyway, so I want to make sure if there's anything on the box that I can tell you about it right now. You're at least getting to see all the art for this at the moment, and it looks to me like there are no stickers that appear on this one. That's not totally unusual. It is, at this point, 1755, if you can believe it. Is actually an older model. So I'm not exactly, too shocked. Though I think they did get reprints. I'm not entirely positive, but still. This may actually be the reprint number. I really don't remember. And like I said, I got this one secondhand. I did not actually pre-order it directly, but I know these boxes because I have lots of them, and I would recognize a fake right away. So, unfortunately, there's nothing I can tell you to warn you about a fake for your box. It might just have to be for the pieces that you get of a Nendoroid falling apart or being janky, which would mean you would already have purchased this guy before you found out it was fake. And I wish I could have avoided that for you. I'm trying my best to find anything that may point it out, but this is the best I can do. Let's move on to the least exciting part, the part that actually shows us what all is going to be in this box. So I'm going to open this up all the way on the English side. Luckily, we do get an English side. Let me move our focus a bit. Excellent, much better. All right, so now we can see all of the stuff that is going to come in here, all of the pieces for Jace, and how they are going to work, how you separate them, how you use the base. All that information is luckily written right here with Japanese on the back in the same sheet. So let's set that aside. Moving on to some of those parts. Here we've got a simple faceplate of just Jace's regular looking forward face where his eyes are not lighting up. Keep that in mind. That is what you would replace this for if you want to make sure that his eyes are not all glowy and weird looking. He does still have that patterning in white around his chin, so this is definitely a piece of Jace. If you are out somewhere, as I have been before, and you see random pieces in a bag at a used book, game store, what have you, and they have some mismatched Nendoroid parts, this would be how to identify this as Jace. Another faceplate we have here is Jace smiling? Yeah, kind of surprising. It's not something I expected to get out of this, but hey, the Nendoroids are meant to make everybody look cute, and I guess that's what they're going for here. If there's a card associated with this one, I don't know what it is. I always appreciate that Good Smile, even with these little smiley faces on their joints, give us these extra pieces if something were to go wrong with the neck joints or any other of the big important joints that are in your figure. Usually this is the neck. You have an extra backup joint right here. Sometimes I even use these if they give you an extra head, which we will actually see in the Chandra video, which is coming soon. Here is the back of his alternate cape. You can see this one has a hole in it, perfectly aligned with the symbol on the back of his cape. And this would be for the stand to hold through his cape so that his cape can go downwards. That's what this is for. Mine has that weird, it's not a scratch, it looks like there's something stuck on the cape itself, and it is not coming off, so that's just a mistake in the paint. That doesn't mean that it's fake or anything. I can tell from the material itself, this is slightly different than the regular plastic that they use. It's not full-on rubbery plastic, but it's between that and the hard material that they use for everything else. Before we move on to all the hands, we have this little neat piece right here for him, I don't know, casting a counterspell or an unsummon or some basic blue magic that has to look like something in reality. So here we are, some blue magic stuff. Yeah, Anyway, neat. It's nice clear plastic. It's a very interesting sculpt. I think it looks pretty good. Now, before we get into all the pieces that are on Jace at the moment, we're going to instead look at the hands and other tiny little pieces that also come with him that are not attached at the moment. Starting with some regular hands without gloves. Yeah, why? I don't know, but this would be really hard to identify that these are actually for Jace. But there is a little hole in this one, likely for the magic piece. If you saw, there was a little peg in there, so it could go into the hand like that. Very easy. I even did it in front of a tiny camera, so hopefully... Oh, there's even symbols on the front of the magic that go through it. I did not notice that. I'm glad that we turned this and saw it at a different angle. You can see there is some white paintings and symbols that are going through the magic. That must be from some sort of card. Now, it's too detailed. Anyway, I'm going to set that down and separate it from the open gloveless hand, which must be from some sort of card of Jace's. I don't remember where he has his gloves off, but there we go. Very similarly, we have gloved hands. This time we have another peg in his right hand. I'm holding them in the wrong sides, it looks like, if you wanted to yeah, get a better angle of what's going on. Yeah, his right hand seems to have the magic each time in this glove. The other one's just a simple open hand. Must be reflecting some card. Oh, you know what? The card might be... I think it may be the original Jace Beleren card, because I think he just has magic, like, coming out of his hand. I have that one. I wish I had a Jace the Mind Sculptor card, but I do not. Moving on to his final set of hands. These are open and glowing gloves, as if he is casting something. However, there are no pegs in these. These are just him, I don't know, maybe using mind control or something like that. Come on, I'm reaching here. Something where he is casting something and doesn't have any magic nearby. I wish there were other magic characters or creatures that they had made with Good Smile that would really be interesting, because then you could, you know, combine them and have them do extra stuff. This is a strange little piece that he has, like this Tesseract-looking Zendikar-hedron thing. I'm not entirely positive what it is, but they have photos with him posing with the thing and holding it up with his hand. So, yeah, if someone knows exactly what this is from, it's likely from a card. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to know so I can appreciate it better. And with that, let's move on to the man himself, Jace, the Mind Sculptor. If we look down below at the stand that he is on, you can tell that it is his stand because it says it is from Wizards of the Coast 2022. I think this makes it a reprint, which is interesting because I didn't think these sold very well. But maybe, you know, 2022... Silly, me, the old man, I was like, oh, that's just like last year. That is not like last year. It's a long time ago now. Oh, God, I don't feel so good. Anyway, the stand, as you see here, goes right through his cape and holds him up. This cape that he is wearing right now has like a bit of a fold to it, so you can have that Jace the Mind Sculptor look, specifically where it is going off to his left side and blowing a bit. His hands that he has right now, as you see, are glowing hands, open, very similar to the others, except they have pegs in them. And if you wanted to use this magic accessory, that you can see, which is very rubbery, to make absolutely sure that it is going to fit in both of those hands at once. In fact, we are going to remove it, because it is time to look at the rest of him, and we can't exactly do that with that thing in the way. Yeah, a very rubbery piece to make absolutely sure it is going to fit. Based on whatever width the figure you get, his hands, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to pose Nendoroids and get them exactly where you want them. So this being rubbery gives us a lot of extra give. It gives us give. It's a give-giver. Alright, so on to Jace himself. The way that all of this works, if you wanted to switch out his faceplate, you can see a seam going through here on his hood. You would basically just pull on the hood itself, and you can see it starting to separate right there. And that abomination is what he looks like on the inside. And here's the rest of his head. You pop that through, and you'll notice that his hair is always on the hood, and this last faceplate is not. That is not a shadow cast on the faceplate itself. That is actually how it looks. So he's like, yeah, glowing his eyes, and he has this dark, I don't know, shadow going on as he's casting who knows what. So a very cool look for Jace. I know they're specifically going for the Mind Sculptor at that one, and that is how it looks altogether. I think it's great. So if you wanted to switch faceplates, you would literally just like grab a new one at that point and pop it in. Woof! I said that like it was easy, but that cut took me quite a while in order to get this on here. The problem is you need to make sure that the pegs fit their little notches down here in the corners first, and then you get the top. Wow, that was a little bit of a struggle, but I managed to do it just fine. Anyway, you saw the joint that is in the neck, and here we are, getting a lot of movement out of that joint, which is great. The cape, as you can see, as with some of the extra smaller pieces around here, are nice and rubbery, so they have a little bit of give to them. You can even see the cape is bobbling in there, and to show that even better, this is how the cape would, oh, calm down, your little decapitated head. And the cape is just loose on here. If I wanted to take it off and switch it, all I would have to do is pop this off, take the cape off, and add a new cape. But we're going to take a look at what he looks like without his cape, so you understand exactly how he moves and what moves, because this Nendoroid, fortunately, has joints that we can replace the pieces. No, we don't have to replace the pieces. We can actually just pose him. This is my preferred way for Nendoroids to be able to pose. There are a lot of them that just come with alternate arms in order to hide seams, but honestly, I don't care so much about the seams. I would much rather be able to pose the little guys. Alright, so as we see here, we already have that joint here that can be replaced for the neck. That's a great one. We have regular joints here that can twist and pivot for the shoulders. The elbows also can twist and pivot, but they seem to just be made to bend, so I wouldn't mess with them too much. You probably don't need to. This is so small. And the hands, of course, can twist in place, and if you wanted to pop out and replace any of them, it's very simple, and they're quite snug when you get them in there. Alright, so the waist. He can orbit on his waist. If I wanted, he could probably go all the way around and do something really ridiculous or uncomfortable. But, yeah, he has a rubbery plastic on this piece right here, this little, I don't know, whatever you would call this piece of fabric that hangs down around his waist. That is rubbery, which is nice to see. And it is going to obscure his hips for us a little bit, so instead I'm just going to feel around. They feel like regular hip joints. He's going to have a nice range of motion, which is great for a Nendoroid because they usually don't have a lot of range of motion for how small they are. If I bend the knee, that's about as far as I can go, going the opposite direction forward, and yeah, you can stand up, and you can't go any farther than that. This is as much movement as I can get out of the foot. Pretty much nothing. It can twist. Don't expect too much out of the feet, but you can probably twist it to get it to stand level at one point if that's something that you're going for instead of making him float in the air. He looks weird like this. Let's put him back together. And one last second thing. Jace, just for the record, has one exposed hand, one non-gloved hand rather, and one gloved hand. And that's why you have some that are gloved and some that are not. I realized that when putting him back together. But anyway, that's all I've got for you this time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more. I will see you guys in the next figure review video, which will be on Chandra. See ya.